Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. An eventful day on the timeline, no doubt about that. Some cheating accusations coming out. It's October. That means cheating accusations just around the corner. It's a Black Ops 4 CHALs. Clayster iLLeY certainly thinking this female player might well be cheating. Turns out that seemingly is not the case at all. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Really give to the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. First of all, this question still from the flag, where is going to be the buyer for that Chicago spot? We really do not know at the present time. There's been a lot of talk about Washington, there's been a lot of talk about complexity potentially coming in, but still right now very much up in the air. Wanted to mention this actually as well from Doug sent to Martin, because we saw a few days ago what his top 10 player list of all time was. As you can see right here, greatest of all time to your top 10 list, and Doug goes for the Crimsix, Scump, Simp. I mean, that was kind of the question mark, right? Having Simp that high was pretty impressive, I thought. Pretty interesting take for sure. Clayster, Karma, Formal, aBeZy, Aches, abathy, and Slasher. And RC's in the reply, like, I mean, hang on a second here. Like, yeah, calm down, pal. Like, maybe let's integrate me into this list somewhere or another, given RC's achievements so far in Call of Duty, right? Already a two-time world champion. And so, well, he says in reply right here, that was kind of interesting, as Doug says, I'm changing my top 10 list of all time. My god, dude, you're number 3 earned already with 2 rings, and I had you at 11. Apologies for that utter disrespect. All good, Doug. I'm a sleeper top 4 at champs with 4 different teams. That's an incredibly impressive stat, actually, from RC's. Like, getting top 4 at champs over many a title is not easy to do. I've done that 4 times with 4 different teams. It's very impressive. The last couple of years, I need to be better. That's the mentality. You ride that ideology until the wheels fall off, says Duck. So again, maybe changing his mind to some degree here. Let's dive into this then. So this is what was going on yesterday that was very entertaining indeed. So CellLeY was playing a Black Ops 4 CHAL with some other like Black Ops 4 grinders. This is the thing, that there's some players that have just played Black Ops 4 for the last several years, while all the pros have been off playing the more recent titles. They're just grinding at Black Ops 4 CHALs. So of course you're expecting them to be pretty damn good when the pros come back in the off season, whack the PS4 out, and start playing it again. So iLLeY, Mohawk, and Sparta playing up against CellLeY and co, and they're playing a 3v3 Black Ops 4 CHAL $900 pot, and some other ones as well. There was a fair bit of money on the line right here. And well, all of a sudden, we get some tweets coming out as a result. So there was a tweet that came out from Mohawk saying, like, I'm playing against an AI or something, or like playing against, is this actually human? And we'll have a look at the clip here in just a second. And then he says that this is pretty much the accusation. I'm getting strike packed in 2021, Black Ops 4, off-season. Nah, bro, I can't even handle this anymore. Because, well, of course, the strike pack, it's an attachment you put on the back of your controller, and it has some, like, mods built in. It's effectively like a cheaper Scuff alternative. Like, it gives you some paddles on the back that you can use instead of actually buying a Scuff controller. But it does, I'm pretty sure, have some built-in mods with it that you can like use to, I don't know, anti-recoil and some of these other things as well. So apparently that is something that you can use to pretty good effect. Now this is kind of the rumor when you see people shooting like abnormally straight, that maybe they're strike packing, right, and they're using this kind of anti-recoil mod and effectively cheating in that sense. Now whether of course that was the case remains to be seen. I'm pretty sure CellLeY did a couple of tweets right here, kind of tweeting about a controller and stuff, then it got deleted, but I'm not really exactly sure why. We'll have a look at some of the clips here in just a second, and some of the follow-on, as Sparta says right here, throw on the hand cam right now, $1,000 each. Mankind doesn't stand a chance against their shot. Bro, you have literal aimbots. So, well, I suppose we shall see about that. This was the clip the Mohawk comes out with. Human or AI, question mark. So, look, don't get me wrong. These are some very nasty shots indeed with the Sorg. Now, at the same time, though, if you've been playing Black Ops 4 for like, 3 years or whatever, then, it's not out of the realms of possibility to me that, this can be natural shooting. The shooting is very straight indeed, but I'm not sure, like, of course, I'm not a pro player, but I'm not sure this is grounds to say that someone's like absolutely 100% like cheating or whatever, because there's no wall hacks going on here, there's no like aimbots going on here, it seems. It's just very straight shooting. So kind of the theory was from some of the pros that yeah, there's no way you can actually shoot this straight, like it must be some sort of additional assistance. And maybe part of it, right, is because CellLeY's a girl, right? Like maybe some of these players don't want to admit that they could get absolutely beamed by a girl in this sense. If it was a guy, I don't know if they'd have been looking at this slightly differently, right? They're like, there's no way this girl's just beaming me like this. So anyway, the accusations hit the timeline, and we see him reply right here. iLLeY's like, okay, yeah, it's an AI, like it's a strike pack or whatever assistance. There's no way the recoil control can be this good. It must be some sort of additional bot or mod or something doing it. But if as I say, if you play Black Ops 4 for that long, it's not out of the realms of possibility that you can just control your recoil that well. Like I've seen people shoot very straight indeed in Black Ops 4. Now of course Clayster says he's played against the best Sorgs in the entire game. I've seen the best Sorg shoot on main stage at champs. I've never seen anything look like that. cheating 100%, says Clayster. So, well, the accusations are hitting the timeline at full force from the pro players, and therefore, like, everyone's like, okay, yeah, Celly must be cheating, it is what it is. But of course, with the accusations coming out, it's now like, okay, well, I'll play some Chal, says Celly, and, you know, let's just go. Let's turn on the hand cam, effectively. So she gets told right here, like, you got to put the hand cam on, it's time to go. And some frustrations, really, the fact that a lot of these keyboarders, they don't have to put a hand cam on, but as soon as the accusations come out from the pros against Celly, then she has to put one on. But, yeah, it doesn't matter. She chucks it on, as he says in reply right here, like, there was some discussion, like, low-key mad weird, as Noah says, you know, considering they don't make pretty much all the boarders do this. But still, as iLLeY says, when someone's being accused of cheating, they should be happy to prove everyone wrong. And iLLeY and other players like him have also been accused of cheating in their day, I'm very sure. Like, certainly a lot of our pro players currently, back in the day, like when they were kids, when they were S&D stars up and coming, they've also been accused of cheating and had to kind of overcome that hurdle and prove they're not, and probably had a good time doing so. Then, you know, they can overcome that and actually become a pro player, right? So it is kind of a rite of passage you go through when you're just so good that people think you're cheating, especially in some of these online tournaments. And, well, as he says right here, literally don't lose anything from hand camming. So here we go again. Just a couple of hours ago, a 4v4 Black Ops 4 challenge, this time for a $1,600 popped. Kind of the same team with Celly up against Prolute, Spart, iLLeY, and Mohawk. And, well, I'll share a couple of clips from how things went. I tuned in just to the stream very briefly and just kind of like clicked to a random moment. And the very first thing I saw was Celly kind of beaming a couple of people and shooting body. So I thought it was pretty spectacular. And, well, they win the challenge as well.
Yeah, Jet still.
One shot.
Alright, save. Wait, shot.
I'm one shot. Wait, that's him.
I was left, Celly, you're dead, whatever. I'm going out. Shoot for good, nice.
Who the f is dead?
A bonus to whoever frags their last man.
Who the f
Keep up the pressure. Break them down.
And I really left you the rat.
Yeah, you did. I was so one shot.
Holy no, I'm not controller.
My f***ing controller, you're like,
Oh, Celly's
Let's go, come on.
go.
Mate, we're flanking right now.
They might hit elevator.
Ellie, one shot.
Alright, last elevator. One shot. I'm coming back to you guys.
Wait, bomb down, we have bomb down 100%, no scam.
I'm going up top.
I'm shoulder, let me
I'll
do
hold flank.
Bonus to whoever
What do you mean? It's a 3v1!
What if you flank?
did what we were paid to do.
I think this guy like lagged out or
Please
something.
stream, no one's cheating, yo. No one's cheating.
Oh, somebody got up. Timed out. Wait, who was that? Bart. The hell?
I gotta go to
probably
the
his
stream.
LAN cable.
Are we playing that or what?
I mean, we got the win.
No.
So it seems to me that everything on Celly's end is pretty damn legit, and well, won this chal fair and square, which is a kind of a classic thing to see really in the COD scene. Like at these online things, something goes wrong, like is someone cheating? I was just kind of surprised at the level of the accusation, really, just because at the end of the day, there wasn't like any wall hacks or aimbots being discussed. It was, well, I guess Spark was describing it as aimbots. But anyway, the hand cam comes out, everything looks pretty legit, and well, they win the chal fair and square. This is the thing, if you're a Black Ops 4 grinder, I'm pretty sure last season there was like a Black Ops 4 4v4 tournament they did when it went back from 5v5 to 4v4, and the Black Ops 4 grinders that have played it for the last couple of years that we hadn't really heard of in terms of the pro scene were we're just dominating a lot of the pro players, right? So kind of interesting to see, but I do wonder if there'll be an additional twist or turn in this story. This I thought was pretty interesting just as we round out the video. Biggest one-hit wonders in Call of Duty. There's a few that come to mind. Dylan, I think, is certainly the biggest example here, because in Black Ops 4, of course, given we were talking about Black Ops 4, thought this was kind of relevant. It was he was like one of the best players in the entire game. With a sword in hand, he was absolutely insane, and I was very confident, to be honest, that going into future titles, Modern Warfare, Black Ops Cold War, he would be such a force really for the European Call of Duty scene. Hasn't worked out like that at all. He's pretty much disappeared off the face of the earth, and it's disappointing to see. There's other players as well that fall into a similar category. Miracle's Black Ops 2, for some of you OGs, is kind of a disappointing one, because he was an unbelievable player in Black Ops 2, like one of the very best, and after that really entire title, like he just went completely downhill. I remember he came back to play for Millennium at the Black Ops 3 World Championship after Swanee couldn't make make it out there. They didn't really have the result they wanted there, but of course difficult with the substitute coming in. And also the Midnight Esports team, you could say, during the Black Ops 4 season, with the exception of Envoy. That team was Envoy, Brack, who were kind of considered like the two best players, I suppose. There was LlamaGod, there was TJHaLy, and there was Parzellion. And that was such a good team right at the start of Black Ops 4. They beat OpTic in that match pretty famously. And apart from Brack in that Black Ops 4 season when he goes on to, well, he went on to like Accelerate or something, and then he went on to Luminosity at the end of the title, and had a great year. Since then, Brack's been really nowhere to be seen, as have pretty much all the other players apart from Envoy, right, of course, of that Midnight Esports team initially. So I'm kind of crazy to think about maybe some of these players will make a return at some point, but there certainly have been. That's the thing with Call of Duty changing every year, right? Sometimes it suits you, sometimes it doesn't, and in one year that it doesn't, then it can most certainly tank your career. This one, guys, just to finish off the video, was pretty spectacular. When does the Zuma edition spot of FIFA? New features, you can see Zuma here playing for the Chelsea Academy way back in the day, FIFA 22. New CDL Intel technology allows for continuous roster updates, new celebrations, including the Porter handshake and the Cellium slide, and well, Ben J. Naseem, playable character as a GM. I'm sure he'd be pretty spectacular, but very much intrigued to get your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. Really upset the YouTube button. I know you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.
Yep, I think that basically not going to matter, unfortunately, for him. Not enough time to.
That's why one player runs away.
All right, okay, all right. Did not expect that. 2-on-2 though. A 1-on-1. Cellium versus Simp. Simp has the extra health. He was shooting bodies earlier. Can he finish it here? Yes, he can.